talked about it already, but Manon Fiorot, she gets the big unanimous decision win against Mayra BUENO SILVA. Eighth win in a row, AJ. She moves to 3-0 in the UFC. Finally has somebody on her resume in the UFC that we could say, okay, that was a good win. That was definitely a good win. However, I wanted to ask you about the methodology of this win, the style of this win, the approach of this win. A lot of people were giving her a little backlash on Twitter talking about, why are you trying to take this fight to the ground? That is Silva's best chance of finishing you, is submitting you. Was she trying to prove a point? I think that's something we were texting back and forth that you pointed out. You're like, maybe she's just trying to prove a point and saying, I could wrestle. Now, I think that that could be a good thing at times, but if it costs you a win, if it jeopardizes your chance of success, is it worth taking the risk? We always say, man, Marvin Vettori, he got a title shot off of 5 really boring back-to-back fights. You feel me? Derek Brunson is basically on the same trajectory. What did you think? What do you think about the style, the approach of Manon Fiorot against BUENO SILVA?
I do think that, Derek. I think Fiorot was just really trying to prove a point and say, look, I don't only have these hands and that sidekick, folks. I can get it to the ground and I can wrestle. But it honestly wasn't the best fight we've seen from Fiorot, man. She was looking like she didn't have the power, or it might have just been because Baby Shark's Tabitha Ricci stepped in as a late fight replacement and had to jump up a weight class. So it really was putting Fiorot with somebody who's her actual size this time with Mayra BUENO SILVA. And she was looking a little bit more normal, more like a normal UFC fighter. And I don't mean that with any shade at all. Just she didn't look like the absolute killer she did in her previous fight, man. In this fight, Fiorot really looked like just kind of the run of the mill. And I said it in the pre-show. I think she's a contender for one of the GOATs, Valentina Shevchenko. But this fight gave me a little bit of pause for concern. Like, maybe not. Maybe she's not that dangerous. Maybe she could be. Don't get me wrong. She absolutely could be. But the game plan of, I'm going to take this Brazilian down to where I know like BUENO SILVA can choke out a good majority of people. I'm going to take her down and play that game. Not necessarily, man. I think you got to win at all costs here and not prove points unless the points are presented to you to be proved, if that makes sense. I don't know. What do you think, Derek? What do you think about the game plan?
I thought that I agree with you. Fiorot looked human in this fight. She didn't look like that superstar that we saw against two fighters who, let's be honest, man, they just aren't the same caliber as a Mayra BUENO SILVA, who was on the cusp of the top 15 in the women's flyweight division. I will say that throwing the same, or I say like spamming the same 3-punch combo on the feet was not a good look for Fiorot, because just like Bisping was saying, is like you got to mix it up to the body. And while I agree she was hitting the body, like we can't sit here and deny that she didn't land a million side kicks to the gut. Like that's her jab to the body right there all day long. But you need to mix up the head and the body in terms of your striking, acumen and all that, just to get different looks. Because BUENO SILVA was able to either take him on the chin or just block the shots and be like, all right, what's up? Clearly, come round 3, you didn't make her pay enough to be like, I regret showboating. So there does seem to be a little bit of a power issue for Fiorot at flyweight. But then again, BUENO SILVA, she's got a chin, man. She's tough. That's what I told you. That's what I liked about her coming into this, is that she's just like, what's up? Keep coming forward. I don't care. Big win, big learning experience, like I said earlier, for Fiorot, I believe. And I do think that she did say it at the end. She was like, I'm disappointed because I wanted to finish. So clearly she has the mentality. You just got to bring it out sometimes. And the thing that impressed me the most is the volume, man. She's able to keep that pace for 3 rounds. And even when she looks tired, she still keeps the same pace, which is so impressive to me. So do you think, AJ, that this win is going to age very well in the next 6 months, year? Do you think this win ages well?
Yeah, I think so. I think BUENO SILVA is still an absolute killer in the division, and I think it's going to look really good on the resume, man. When she has it, it would have looked a lot better with that finish. Oh, yeah. But with that name on the record, I definitely think so.
Right on, man. And Fiorot, she opened as a -210 favorite, got the job done. Very chalky on that one, but a big win for Fiorot.